Oh yeah, there it is. How great is this? Just to be able to walk upon it, and I'm sorry, but I just think this is one of the great visits. Late at night.
Right. Look at that.
There's a bridge over the... There's a bridge down there that's over the moat that used to be there.
Look at the size of it.
How amazing is this? Now,
I didn't know this existed. Seriously.
well, at one point I lived half a mile from here and I didn't know it was here either. Now, you know the artist Turner, one of the most famous painters, he painted Norham, and that's his castle. It was this, you know, vista that he took. William Turner. But look at this place, man. Now, obviously, there's a few little places that they lock that you can get into during the day, but it's free. And I just think it's amazing. This is the... Say again?
That crow's making that noise.
Yes. They're called birds of ill omen. This place has been fought over back and forth. William the Lion of Scotland came here, sieged the castle. 40 days he tried to get in here without success.
What was that noise there?
I thought I heard talking.
I did.
Can hear, it sounds like I can hear talking as well.
There is talking. Not the bird, listen.
No. Look on top of that. No, follow my beam, Kenny.
Right.
I just saw something moving across the...
Oh, what is it?
I didn't know whether it was because I'd been staring at Tony's light, if you know what I mean. I just saw something almost like smoke.
Whatever that is, it's moving. Whatever that there is.
I know. But do you see it? It's actually in between us and the trees.
Yeah.
In between us and the trees, Tony, there's something going on here. And I know it's raining. I mean, we are being obvious and we are getting...
This is surreal,
struck. But imagine being in a place like this.
This is like if you're in a game, you know, playing these games and all that you do, and you've got like a war game and you're fighting, and you know, all that, like, and then you see something like that.
Boom. It's amazing. But just, if you can imagine the warriors from Scotland fighting to take this place. Robert the Bruce came here trying to get in.
Look at it, man.
Robert the Bruce came here and for 70 days he tried to get into this castle without success. He lost over 1,000 warriors. Let's walk up and let's go in. Cross the bridge. The Battle of Flodden Field was a massive, absolutely Flodden is just literally I've just found that out by walking straight through one of the biggest dollops you've ever seen in your life. But can you imagine? Now, I've not been aware of anybody saying that the moat was full, but it had to have been. And yet, when you look at it, there's buildings in it. And you see there. Now it's thought that the tunnel, and you know, there's a building down there. You cannot have a moat if that's...
No.
So it's just it's a battle escarpment. It's so that if anybody's got to get across there, they've got to go all the way down there, because that's relatively new, the bridge.
Yeah.
Now those stairs there is the... See the stairs here, Kenny?
Where we're looking? Yeah.
Straight ahead.
Yeah.
There's a story about the Wailing Lassie here, and you got to remember that if you were on the top of there, you can see the River Tweed running down in the valley below on the opposite side of the castle.
From up there.
Absolutely. I just don't understand why there's a building in a moat. Yeah, but they had one of their dungeons here. There's amazing stories about the dungeon. But look at this place. You can't make this up.
You cannot really.
It's
honestly.
here and it's open and it's night and it's great.
It's like as if it disappeared.
Doosh. I know. I'm stunned because,
You'd pay fortunes anywhere else in the world to come and see something like that.
and especially at night, and they've lit it up beautifully. So big up the council for everything they've done.
It's worth our trip up to here, isn't it?
No, absolutely. It's an hour from kind of Tynes. Hour and 15 from Tyneside, okay. Fair dues. And there's the outer wall again. You know the outer wall's here?
Yeah.
And it runs right the way along. So you've got to fight your way over that.
Yeah.
And look at the size of it. Look at down here. Now this bit's haunted apparently. And I know it's difficult when we're dealing with bucket and rain, because I do understand it's kind of harder. But there's a tunnel in from outside.
Yeah.
Now, that would have been a massive gate with people on top of the gate firing down with arrows and oil and all kinds. So we've got to go down there because there's the story of the hanged man from down there. Not yet. Let's go and have a look inside the castle while we're up here next to the bridge. And you're quite right. It is like entering a video game.
It is. It doesn't look real. Look at that house being built like that. Yeah, that's the way to walk, isn't it?
But look, we've got to go down there too and check all these places out. Now I know they've not got roofs on anymore, but how incredible. And inside there, of course, down the bottom, one of the most vile dungeons. And you've got to be careful here because you can see through the and that always makes your testes climb up into my throat. But how amazing this is. And the incredible thing is, and I know there's nobody else stupid enough to come out while it's raining, but how lucky are we?
Oh, amazing. I mean, you know, to do this just once in your life,
For sure.
isn't it? It's just superb.
But you see how well built it is, first of all. You see the thickness of the walls. Do you imagine somebody trying to set fire to this? Just, you know, it just wouldn't happen.
Look how big it is in there. This is a well impressive mind.
Well, thank you. It was my find, and I'm taking full credit for it. We're on a tower here. Look at this. Oh my goodness. You imagine people trying to fight their way up here? See how far? You would just be knocking them down like 9 pins, wouldn't you? Got to be really careful though, because there's a lot of really steep drops, and one of them is down here. Look at this.
Boiling oil, stuff like that.
Even, to be honest, even if you just took a rock
Yeah,
and just rolled it,
yeah.
you'd hit everybody in sight. You'd have a job. And we're going through rooms. I wonder what these are. Little roundels.
If you're like stuff, like, you know, the fire and all that down there and all that, you've got no chance of getting in there.
No. Look at the rooms. And then you come out of the room through presumably a big door. You step out and you're outside. You're in there in the warm and snug. Look at this place. My, come on. Whoa, look at that. Does that look like it's like a figure?
Oh, yeah.
You see it? I think it's just a light anomaly, but it's cool. Now you see that, at its height, that was the same height as that. So, to get an impression of this, how huge this place is. This must be a well, I'm guessing.
Well, isn't it?
Whoa, whoa, hell's teeth. How far
Oh,
down does that?
wow.
How far down does that go? Hang on, can
How
you?
do you even build that?
You see how far down that goes?
Wow.
To the water course right at the very bottom. That's amazing. I didn't even want to put my foot on it.
Nah,
Do you know what I mean?
that's a long way down, like, isn't it?
Look at this place. Oh, did you hear that?
Is there a noise there?
Yeah,
From up there?
yeah. Where we saw that shape.
There's a gate there as well, look. There's a gate on all of them.
Gates on all of them, just to stop you climbing on. There's- We could do with a bit of indoor. Yeah, there's a couple, there's another. We've got a fair bit, no climbing, obviously we'll not do any of that. Oh, come on. Look at this place. Whoa! Oh!
Oh, man. 5 minutes
Oh.
in. Oh, look, is that a dead bird there?
Where?
There, look.
Where? Yeah. Yeah, it's mummified. Now, one of these lower rooms, did you hear that? Female voice just behind you.
Just like a...
Female voice just behind you. Ah. Whoa! What the hell?
Birds is living here.
Or maybe they're just getting out the wet like we are. I heard a female voice over there though, Kenny.
Ah, I heard something.
Did you? It was kind of, ah.
This is not good for your heart, is it?
No. You've got a camera, Kenny. Yeah. Tony needs signal from where he is. Come up here and have a look. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, shoot a dog. Look at this.
Oh.
Tony,
This is crazy.
I don't know whether you can get this. If not, you can come in from the opposite side.
Oh, God.
It is amazing in here.
You got signal again, yeah? Yeah, I do. Hopefully, it'll stay.
What's going on?
How do you even begin this building?
How do you start? I know. How do you start? How do you even start? God, I didn't half jump though, both times.
Oh, no.
Just ridiculous.
The birds.
The birds!
Alfred Hitchcock and all that.
Yeah, man.
Wait, that by the way.
Like, you know, people say, how can you be frightened of a little bird? Look at what we've just seen two there.
Exactly.
Ah!
I was terrified of that movie, the birds.
Look at this thing though, look at it. Just got to keep your ears open, and if you see things behind us, beside us, around us, screenshot please and send them in for the blur on Tuesday. We do a live thing for supporters only on a Tuesday where we all have a chat. I just want to get our bearings and then we'll plant each other in various places. Just I didn't realise it went on half as far as it actually does. And there's proper rooms and we can stay reasonably dry. We've got to go in some of these. Oh, good grief. Oh, this, I know what this is. Ah, this.
Why have we never been, told about places like this? Why?
Well, this is, it's my job really to find them, and I'm just thrilled that I found this one. But to be able to take a walk into a place like this at night is an absolute blessing. Light that up,
Do you know,
can you
we
look
got
at it?
about Tynemouth and the Priory and how lovely it is, and it is,
Look at this, I know. Look at this.
this.
Does, doesn't it? Now, this place here, back in the day, there were grand steps down. Now they've put these wooden things just so that you don't slide on your backside like you're going to be prone to do. Now, back in the day, there was apparently a cell close to here, and I don't know where it was, but apparently there was a cell here or hereabouts, and it said that the great stairs that you can see from the opposite bank, which is patently these,
Yeah.
back in the day, a girl came here, and I've got the name of the guy that she met as well. I can't remember his name for the moment. I'll tell you a bit later on. She came here, a Scottish girl from across the border. Now the border from here is literally halfway across the River Tweed, which is just on the opposite side of the castle. And her father was in prison here. And she came and she said, look, he's just a crofter. Please set him free. And she said, his only crime is that he spoke ill of the English. You know, he just said, I hate the English. I wish that they would leave us alone, leave us in peace, go away from here. And a lot of Scots at the time were saying that. So she came over from the Scottish side and said, can you set my father free, please? I need him for the farm. My children are dying because there's nobody to tend to, you know. So this man, and hang on, I demand to give you his name, for I have researched the history good and proper. There's just so many names associated with this place. His name, William Dacre. William Dacre was in charge of the castle at the time. And William Dacre said to the girl, I hear what you're saying, I understand. What I'll do is, I'll get your father, you can take your father home right now. So he left her at the top of these stairs, and he came down and he'd had his troops, and I don't know from where, because it doesn't look obvious where maybe it could have been above it, or who knows. But anyway, when he came back, he was carrying her father's head in his hands and said, there's your father, take him home. Now this girl, whose name was Jeannie Munro, took her father's head, because she didn't have the rest of him, took her father's head, started walking back to wade across the Tweed, back to her village, and she drowned herself in the River Tweed with her head, and she's supposed to haunt the castle on these stairs. So she's supposed to be here somewhere. And to be honest, when we were in there, I never crossed my mind, but you know when we said we heard a female voice? It was in this area, wasn't it? The thing that's irritating is that I can hear all the blip, blip, blop, little April showers.
But you can hear
Bambi. No, you can, absolutely. But we have 1,000 little hidey holes to examine. I know. It's just hard to believe. And do you realise that it got so dark, it was almost like somebody just threw a velvet curtain over the top of us. Yeah. Ow. Yeah, for sure. Oh. Is that? Just where do you start? Oh, hang on, Kenny. Kenny. Oh, look. Well, they had one, that's for sure. Is Tony with you?
Yeah, yeah.
That's good. Wow. I just saw the light lighted up. Oh my good gracious. Tony, come and have a look at this. No, you have to see, you have to just look up. Trust us and don't fall.
Wow. All them floors.
Absolutely. Watch your step though, you're in between, or you got it?
Yeah.
Dropped your glove.
That was keeping everything wet, dry.
I didn't think we'd be able to get up a level here, but it's amazing. Right, while I'm technically a little inside, and I've got a bit of, I'm hitting all the floors here, I'm going to necromance a bit and see if we can get anything there. Did you hear that? Female voice. Come on, if there's anything here. If there's anything here, talk to us. Footstep on the stair, did you hear that? It was like from down below.
Well, for here they're going to be like English, aren't they?
Or Scottish.
Or Scottish, right, yeah.
Or French, to be honest. Because the guy who built it was Bishop of Durham, but he was French.
Right.
Flambar. Oui? I know, did you get that? That was weird.
Fella?
Parlez, monsieur. Yeah, talk to us. I know it does. Oh,
Why French?
I just heard a little girl's voice.
Just here?
Yeah. Did you hear that, Tony?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I thought it came from down there. There's something down here. That's that tunnel that we first went in, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I have got to say, man, what's the best place you've ever went to like this?
Well, Bamburgh's amazing, but it's in one piece.
Yeah.
If you're talking a ruin, this takes some beating.
Be it, isn't it?
This does take some beating. No question about that. Careful, mate. I think it's just Tony's gadgetry. Now this battlement that we're on, apparently, yeah, I said that Queen Marguerite of France, who was the English queen, even though she was Marguerite of France, was Edward I's wife. She lived here. Edward was seen up there, his ghost. That's where he's seen. You see this bit here? Where? Just there. And Tony, I think you might have to come, to actually see it, you're going to have to come out a little bit, sorry. Do you see right at the very top, the top tower? You can see where it was circular. Yeah, do you see it? Yeah. That's where you're supposed to be able to see King Edward I. And he was looking out of the tower, obsessed, because the Scots used to use the ford nearby to wade across the Tweed. It was the easiest crossing point. Right. And he said every morning when he was here, he used to look out to the Tweed to see if the Wallace was coming across the water to come and get him. Right. We had a whole range of Scottish kings of one sort or another who came down here. William the Lion took the castle, and then Hugh de Puiset fought against King Henry II and lost the castle, then won the castle back and forth, and ended up giving it to Philip of Poitou, who was loyal to King John. Now, Hugh de Puiset lost it. Philip of Poitou brought over from France to take control, because you got to remember this is only the 2nd century after 1066. Right. So he took over all of this area, and then there was a 40-year, Alexander tried to take the place, and a 40-day siege here where they were firing catapults over the walls, arrows. The French used a new weapon here, and it was said that it was one of the very first places. You may have seen one of them there. There is definitely one of these things to be seen in Bamburgh Castle. It's a crossbow, but it's man-sized. Right. And to load it, you've got to put your foot on the bottom of it to hold it down, and then get hold of the actual string, pull it back, hook it over, and then stand it up, and they've got a wooden post to put it on. Then you could fire a bolt, and that bolt, at the time they said it could travel a mile. But what they didn't tell you is, if you fired that into a rank of soldiers coming at you, yeah, it could go through 5, 6 or 7 men. Oh. It wouldn't just stick in you like a traditional bow and arrow. No. Got a bit of extra power. So stories galore here, and oh, blimey, you can understand it. Now there's got to be something here. We've heard voices while I was hello.
There you go.
Ball's going, Tony.
That didn't take long.
When I said there must be something here.
It just went.
If that was you, it was you. Thank you very much. That's amazing. And the other one's at the side of it. Yeah. Right. Are you English?
I've just seen movement behind that.
What?
Honestly and truly.
So do I. I see it.
Behind it?
Yes, like a...
Like a hand?
No, like just movement?
Yeah.
What the... What is it? What?
I'm not seeing that.
No, I'm seeing it too. On that stone that's about a foot higher than it.
Yeah.
Like shadow moving past.
Yes.
Yes. Are you getting it, Tony?
I have a camera on that there, so you would have got it. Go on and light it up again.
Oh!
There?
On the opposite side, yes, absolutely.
Is it drawn away from it?
Yeah, like it was moving that way. Was that you? Are you English? Are you French? Are you Scottish?
There was definitely...
I saw it, and it went that. It was there.
Whitish grey just went there.
It was there, and it moved across there.
Yeah.
And then I lost it about here. I lost it because there's a light through there.
Don't be scared. That's what it is. Why did you move away? It was as if it moved, pulled away.
That was wild. Oh, you put 3 out, I've just noticed.
Yeah. Why do you pull away from that, though?
I have no idea. That was just... That was odd. I know, it was a genuine anomaly. And it was funny because it took my eye off the ball, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, because it was behind. Why behind?
If that was you, give us your name. Give us your name.
That's definitely French, mind.
It doesn't sound English.
Let's see that horn,
Oh,
Oh, when I said that.
definitely French. Look at that. It's off.
Why French? Enough. Can you speak French?
Little. Parlez-vous français?
Oh man, that is crazy.
Pouvez-vous m'aider, s'il vous plaît? Parlez avec moi. I'm getting, it's odd this, I'm getting nothing remotely English here.
French.
What the hell was that?
You see moving there, did you?
Yeah, a little bit. Black though.
Right. This is grey here.
I know.
Grey and like whitish.
Yeah, no. Almost like a marbling
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Why French? Why French?
Well, the French controlled it all. The French were here. Philippe of Poitou came all the way across to run the place.
Who built it?
Flambard, Frenchman, but he was the Bishop of Durham. But that's French.
Yeah, that's definitely French. No, he stopped.
No. Shall we start going to different places maybe?
Yeah, I think we should. I'll get them.
Isn't that strange? Amazing. So we're getting a little bit of activity. Voices, that I hope that caught on your camera, Kenny,
It was definitely like
because it was like a shimmering thing that just kind of moved. Yeah, is that your glove or Tony's? Come on. If there's anything here.
You know, it's an absolute privilege to be here. You know that.
No, I feel it too. Oh,
Oh, what was that? Bell.
where?
Where's that come from?
I've no idea. It is for sure. But must be a local church because it's not the castle. It's not the castle. It just adds to it though, doesn't it?
It really does, man. The enormous. When you're looking at mostly in front of your eyes.
But everything that's here is just story after story after story. There's a, do you know, during the middle 1400s, 1455 till about 1477, there was a thing going on called the War of the Roses,
Yes, yeah.
the House of York against Lancaster. And this place was one of those places that got involved. It was a Yorkist stronghold up here.
Right.
And then when the Lancastrians attacked it, the Yorkists realised that the Lancastrians were too strong. So they said, tell you what, instead of killing us, we'll change sides. It's your castle now. So they just opened the gates, let them in. And the Yorkists heard about this and said, what? They did what? So they sent a much bigger army in and they came into the castle, reconquered their own castle, and said, what was that?
I heard a noise there.
That was almost like somebody stepped down heavily into a puddle.
Down here.
Yeah. But anyway, when they attacked, they said, when we attack, there will be no mercy for anyone. If you lose, you die. And when they came in the castle, they slaughtered everybody. So hundreds, possibly thousands, to retake this castle for the House of York. So there's no wonder there's stuff going on. Oh, look at this. Oh, and that's the stuff with gates on. Oh, there was a place down there that we haven't been in, Kenny.
Oh, right.
So we are, does it say where we are at the present moment? I think we're in, oh, you are here. So this was the Great Tower, like I said. And you know, I showed you that place up there where the king was.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're in the right place.
Oh, it's sweet. Lease of the bishop.
Yeah, well, bishop, this place was run by bishops. That's what it was all about. It is amazing. Right, let's get ourselves down the stairs without dying, if we possibly can. Yeah. Come on, Ken, you need you first. Front and centre. Yeah, but be careful on them.
Yeah, they're wet lines.
I know. Oh dear. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Now there's another thing around this corner. I think it's around this corner that we haven't been in yet. Yeah. We went in there. No, I know. Oh, do you hear voices there?
Already.
Male voices in here. Just up here. Yeah? Can you hear it?
Where's that from?
Oh, it's up there. It's definitely up there. Oh,
What would that have been?
I just saw something floating up there. Oh, it's Tony, gee.
Don't sleep.
That was,
I don't know what's going on here.
I saw something floating up, I don't know what it was. I'm hoping you caught it on your camera,
Oh, well,
because you're behind me.
that way, so yeah.
This is a jumpy place.
Isn't it? Compared to the rest of it.
It makes you wonder what was here. Tiny little, that's where our fly friends came from. Yeah, place them by all means. Talk to them, Kenny. You had more success than me last week. I'm not surprised. There's a lot to love. Yeah, take yourself back. Go back in time. No, absolutely. Already, blimey. So many sieges, people coming in, people going out. A man called Thomas Grey was captured at the Battle of Bannockburn, one of the great victories, of course. And Thomas Grey was captured by the Scots, sold back to the English, and then took this castle. Now, while Thomas Grey was in charge of this place, there was one major problem that he had, which was an overflow of Scottish prisoners. So the choice was kill them or set them free. And I know you all think he's going to have killed them. He didn't. He set a lot of them free, and he says, just remember the kindness that I'm showing you and show me the same kindness back. And they apparently went off to Scotland, and there was peace for about 2 to 3 years. So just to show you, it's not all blood and guts. But the dungeons here, absolutely disgusting. I'm going to tell you some of the tales of the dungeons. We've got another tale of slaughter coming your way as well after the half. Now, if you're not a supporter, you're going to miss out, because we're going to start sectioning ourselves away and seeing what we get. I hope you'll come and join us. If you are willing to, it's only about £3 if you're on YouTube, and if you're on Facebook, it's £3.50 a month. And then you get all of our back catalogue of shows, which was like tons of them, a couple of years worth. So it's a no-brainer. Join us if you would be so kind. We would love to have you on board. How do they do that, Tony?
If you're on Facebook, just there's a link in the video description. Hit that, become a subscriber, and part 2 will appear. And same on YouTube, just join the channel and you'll see all the part 2s and blahs and everything like that.
So the blahs, when you get a chance to talk to us, we get a chance to talk to you. We debrief. People send us photographs of the things they've captured of the various hunts. It's a lot of fun, and then we'll keep you posted about everything else we do. However, make sure you become a supporter, please, if you can. If you can't afford it, absolutely understand. If you can, it's less than £1 a week. Happy days. Come and join the throng. Anyway, we'll see you on the other side. Support us. Thank you very much. For the rest of you, thanks for at least pointing your hat in our direction. Love to you. Have a beautiful rest of your night. Thank you very much. And good night from Norham Castle. Right. Kenny's working them balls. First time anybody's ever said that. He loves Who would have thought you could get into a place like this at night?
I've never heard of it.
Never ever. This is amazing.
It's got to be near Chillingham, hasn't it? Or has it? It's kind of
25, 30 mile away.
Oh, well,
It's
kind of cool.
kind of.